The state announced that an internal review of head coach Mike Gundy, quote, uncovered no signs or indication of racism. But his contract was reportedly shortened by a year and included a pay cut. So, Shannon, what is your reaction to this?
I'm not surprised, Skip.
Really?
And considering that the buyout of Van Gundy would have been about $16 million, I understand it. But given the history and the magnitude of this scope, I believe they should have gone out to outside counsel and had them do the investigation instead of internally. Because, Skip, you know what? Hey, Shannon, I want you to investigate yourself and let us know what you come back with. What you think I'm gonna come back with? Yeah, you know, I've been doing that for about 5-6 years. You know, no, of course not, Skip. You can't tell me, hey, you got an open book. Hey, take this test home. If I take the test home, what I'm gonna do, Skip? So this is that's the problem that you have, and people look at it like, hold on. You did an internal investigation of yourself, and we expected you to find that, oh, yeah, you were wrong on a number of issues. Nobody going to believe that you're going to come back with anything that you deem that you did anything wrong. Oh, yeah, there's some things he could work better with the players on his team, but, you know, that's something that, you know, he can build on that. No, Skip, when you look at these issues, and people try to make it about the T-shirt, it's not about the T-shirt. It's an accumulation of things that Mike Van Gundy has said and done over the course of
Mike Gundy.
Mike Gundy has said over his tenure as the head coach of Oklahoma State. Now, I've talked to some people that knows him, that's been around him, and for lack of a better word, he's a prick. He's arrogant. And that doesn't necessarily mean that he's racist, and I'm not here to call him that, but he does some things.
Although you were the first to report. Go ahead.
Oh, but him using the N-word to Alfred Williams. Now, I did
during a game in 1989.
He used the N-word to...
he was the quarterback at Oklahoma State, playing. They were getting their butts kicked at Colorado.
And that was the first time they had beat Oklahoma State. Colorado had beaten Oklahoma State, and I think in a very long time.
Right. So he got frustrated, and he uttered that word according to Alfred and
Canavis McGee, and a lot of Mike, I think Mike Jones was another guy that was on, and so like 20 of his teammates actually heard him say it. Mike Van Gundy denied it, obviously. Skip, if you remember, Alfred Williams' position coach, Bob Simmons, got the head coaching job at Oklahoma State, and when he got there, he demoted him.
Good point.
So
I'd forgotten about that.
I'm not saying that was the reason why, but I'm saying that's what happened. So, Skip, for me, there's so many things that's going on. I mean, he's been echoing, he's calling it the Chinese virus. He said, we need to get these students back on campus. We got to keep that money flowing through Oklahoma, Skip. You know? Forget the help. We don't worry about that. Skip, and then it's hard for me to believe that a coach don't know the players on his team's name. Now, sometimes, you know, I get it, you know, old school coaches, they try. But for this, and he referred to them as jersey numbers, and then one guy had, you know, passed out, had to be revived. And he started practice right back up, you know, and guys were genuinely concerned about what's transpiring. Skip, I just think the thing is, just put all the cards on the table, let an outside, and that's what normally corporations do. Because they know people are going to look at, like, if we do this investigation ourselves, no matter what we come back with, people are going to say we didn't do enough. But if we let somebody outside of this handle it, who has no dog in the fight, because no matter what Oklahoma tells you, they got a dog in this fight, Skip. And they don't want this dog to get scathed. So I would have felt better, and maybe they come back with the same conclusion that Oklahoma State came back with. That, yes, he can have a better relationship with his players, but there's nothing extraordinary out of whack here, and so let's just leave it. Maybe they come back with that same conclusion. But I think a lot of people would have felt better had they had someone outside do the investigation and come back with this conclusion that they found. But it's going to be, it's interesting to see moving forward how the black players feel about Mike Van Gundy, because a lot of this stuff has become public that maybe weren't public. Because a lot of these guys weren't even born in '89. I can assure you that. They weren't even born in '90, Skip. So you got to come back and come 2000 before a lot of these kids knowing what's going on.